And let me start with a quote by a great thinker who said, "For every complex problem, in this case fragility, there is an answer that is clear, simple, and wrong." Fragility is never about only one issue, nor can be solved through quick fixes or band-aids. Responding to fragility means attending a multiple of internal and external pressures and urgent needs. History tells us that no nation is immune to fragility. Every country has experienced this. And this is why we think implementing the 2030 Agenda is such a great match for countries experiencing fragility, because they're often experiencing a multiple of challenges, and there's no simple answer and no simple recipe. But the 2030 Agenda is not a magic wand either. It doesn't tell countries how to do it. This is a daunting challenge for policymakers back home, wherever home is, particularly for countries like mine, Guatemala, and by Somalia, who have limited capacities. Our goal at IPI, and is shared by all the panelists here, is to support countries in this path, to figure out the how. Now we know the why, but we still are stumbling to find out the how. We need to design policies and the right frameworks so as we don't continue as business as usual, as the ambassador of Norway just mentioned, but to use the 2030 Agenda as a catalyzer for deep transformative change. In the 2030 Agenda, we commit to end poverty. We commit to include women in political and economic life. And we commit to build peaceful and inclusive societies free of violence. Yet the research out there is only about conflict. It's only about violence. There's only a handful of references by the research community to talk about peace. Why? Because we study what we fear, as Professor Coleman at Columbia University mentions. We study what we fear, and what we fear is conflict and violence. But the 2030 Agenda encourages to study peace, to study and understand how countries remain peaceful despite external pressures from the big powers, from internal dynamics, from regional players, how countries remain peaceful despite all these turbulent areas of work. And this is what we're committed to do. This is what's going to happen in 2017. So please stay tuned, and the clock is ticking. Thank you.